UFC on ESPN 5, Covington versus Lawler is in Newark, New Jersey, I believe. I may be wrong, I apologise if I am. It's a great card and we're going to run through the entire thing, given our predictions from the very first fight until the main event of Covington versus Lawler itself. It's a decent card. Lawler versus Covington makes up for it. I can't wait. So let's go through the entire fucking thing. We're starting with Laura Murphy versus Maura Romelo Barala. Laura Murphy has lost half of her UFC fights. Her nickname is Lucky. Apparently not so much. But I do think she's going to get the win over Maura Romelo Barala. I really think she is. She's got the status. And I think in women's MMA, experience is a very big thing. Okay? So Jordan Espinosa versus Matt Chanel. I'm going with Matt Chanel. I like Jordan Espinosa. You know, I haven't seen if he's ready. I like Matt Chanel. He's on a 2-fight win streak in the UFC. I feel like he's going to get the job done again with a TKO over Jordan Espinosa. I like Jordan Espinosa. Trust me, I really do. I just feel like Matt Chanel's going to get the job done. Ramazan Emeev versus Claudio Silva. Ramazan Emeev. He looks like Khabib. He wins this fight by unanimous decision. Scott Holtzman versus Dong Hyun Ma. I'm going with Scott Holtzman. Dong Hyun Ma, although a good fighter, I don't know if he impresses me that much. He's come off a few losses. He's coming off a KO loss in the first round over Devontae Smith. I'm going to go with Scott Holtzman here, getting the job done. Trevin Giles versus Gerard Meerschaert. Both guys kind of amateur. I want to go with Trevin Giles, but I'm having doubts here because Trevin Giles just lost a fight to Zach Cummings, which shouldn't have happened, really. Really fucking shouldn't have fucking happened. That's disgraceful. I know Zach Cummings is good, but the time has passed where the Cummings brothers are winning fights. I'll tell you that. But I do think that Trevin Giles is going to win this fight. I like Gerard Meerschaert. I just feel as though he's getting older and older every time we see him. And I feel like he's getting worse and worse every time we see him as well. Yeah, I'm going to go with Trevin Giles here, getting the finish in the first round maybe. Vicious power from Trevin Giles, if he lands. So we'll see if he does. Antonina Shevchenko, very impressive. And not in terms of her fighting skill. The body. Antonina Shevchenko is a savage, taking on Lucy Pudilova. I feel like Antonina Shevchenko is going to get this one done by unanimous decision, dominantly. I feel like it takes a little bit of talent to get a win over Antonina Shevchenko. And I don't think that Lucy Pudilova is going to be able to do that, if I'm honest with you. Not been impressed by her performances. And she has Shevchenko in her name. If you have Shevchenko in your name, you win fights. And that's how it works. Mickey Gall versus Salim Touahri. I feel like Mickey Gall's going to get this one done. I picked Mickey Gall to beat Diego Sanchez. I was disappointed at him having a little nibble of Diego's nips. I'll be honest with you. I was disappointed at the biting from Mickey Gall. I do think he's going to win this fight though. Salim Touahri, the older guy, the smaller guy, that's for damn sure at 170. I just feel like Mickey Gall's going to get the job done. He's a big guy. He's going to come out here seeking revenge. Listen, Salim Touahri came into the UFC and lost a fight to Keita Nakamura. I don't rate Keita Nakamura as a fighter. Okay, and if you're losing to him, I have doubts. If you lose to Diego Sanchez, I'm like, okay, he's still a savage. You know, he can get stuff done against these young up-and-comers. I feel like Mickey Gall's going to take Salim Touahri down and get a submission. Normally, the short notice would kind of annoy me here and make me want to pick against Mickey Gall, but I think he gets it done in the first round, so we'll see if he can pull it off. There's a lot of Mickey Gall haters that are typing their comments out right now. Moving on, Darko Stosic versus Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu. Yes, I practiced that name before the video. Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu is a good guy, very good guy. Occasionally he gets tired of beating guys up, but as we've seen, Darko Stosic gets tired after the first round. So I feel like Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu is going to win this fight. Again, Darko Stosic, all the talent in the world, too small for light heavyweight in my opinion. You're talking about 1.83 meters for Darko Stosic to 1.96 meters for Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu. You're talking about 193 centimeter reach for Darko to 210 centimeter reach for Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu. I feel like he's going to be too big. I like Darko Stosic. I just wish he'd take a cut because he's a little bit flabby at the hips. I'll be honest with you. I wish he'd make a little bit of a cut, make a little bit of a diet switch up, and make himself a nice little mainstay at middleweight. I do think that he's going to lose this fight. I think Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu is just going to be a little bit too big, and I don't see Darko Stosic being able to push the pace in the third round that Paul Craig did to find the finish. So I feel like Darko's going to lose this one. Kennedy Nazar-Chukwu by unanimous decision. I don't think Darko goes away too easy. Volkan Oezdemir versus Ilir Latifi. Volkan Oezdemir. Listen, I like Ilir Latifi, but I also like a gas tank. And Ilir Latifi doesn't have that. Okay? And you need that to compete at light heavyweight because you've got a division where guys like to push the pace and break you in the later rounds. Okay, and I feel like Volkan Oezdemir showed he can go 3 rounds against Dominic Reyes. I thought he won his fight against Dominic Reyes. I rewatched it actually yesterday before this, and I've actually solidified my answer in saying that Volkan Oezdemir definitely won that fight. Before I was saying, it could go either way, but it went to Reyes. But now I watched it again, I'm like, okay, it goes to Oezdemir. You know, I don't mind. Oezdemir's going to get this job done. I don't think he's going to KO Ilir Latifi. I do think he's going to drown Latifi in the later 2 rounds. I think Latifi wins round 1. Then he gasses out. Like Taito Ivasa. Shots fired. And then Volkan Oezdemir takes over in the later 2 rounds to get the decision win unanimously. If this fight's even on the card. Because apparently it's on the card next week as well. The week after. So who the fuck knows? We'll just see with that prediction, okay? If they even show up. I don't even know anymore. UFC's just... Their cards are so bad that they're lying about who's on the card. So we'll see. Joaquim Silva versus Nazar-Chukwu. I'm going with Nazar-Chukwu. Oh my god, my alarm's going off. Holy shit, that scared the life out of me. Fuck. Why have I set an alarm? I'm actually dribbling, I'm that scared. Why have I set an alarm for 6:30 PM? Either way. Fuck me. What was I saying? Nazar-Chukwu, I think he's the younger guy. I know he's the younger guy. I can see it right here in front of me. 23 years old. I like his style. I think he has 8 KOs out of his 10 wins, if I'm remembering correctly. He's on a 2-fight win streak in the UFC. I think he's going to get a win over Joaquim Silva. Joaquim Silva's a good fighter. Very good fighter. But he lost to Vince Pichel in his UFC debut. He beat Jared Gordon. I feel as though Nazar-Chukwu is going to find the finish here. In the 2nd round, I'll say, by KO. Bigger reach, bigger height. I think he's going to... Can you guys hear that? It's summer. And there's a thunderstorm. Fucking the UK is terrifying right now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Nazar's going to get the job done in the 2nd round by TKO, I feel, and add another name to his list to go on a 3-fight win streak. I always favour the younger guys. I'm doing it again here. Jim Miller versus Clay Guida. Listen, yeah? The reason Clay Guida's got this fight, and the reason why it's a co-main event, because he beat BJ Penn. I don't know about you guys. I don't really rate a win over BJ Penn anymore. Okay? Especially a decision. If you were to finish BJ Penn, I would like it. Okay? Ryan Hall's win over BJ Penn. Very impressive. Okay? Clay Guida to win a decision where BJ Penn looked in that fight at all. I feel like Jim Miller gets this fight done. Okay? And I think he's going to get it done in a good fashion. I don't know if he's going to finish Clay Guida, but I do feel as though recently Jim Miller's shown he's the better fighter than Clay Guida. Clay Guida's going to come out aggressive in the 1st round, but I think Jim Miller's going to get it done in the 2nd or the 3rd, and maybe even get it done in the 2nd or the 3rd. I'll repeat myself again. 2nd or 3rd round finish for Jim Miller, or a decision. Who knows? Colby Covington versus Robbie Lawler. Okay, guys. Here's where it gets interesting. This is the entire card, basically, right here. This is what's selling us. Why am I so shiny? This is what's selling us the entire card is Covington versus Lawler right now. Let's be real, guys, okay? Colby Covington, this is what he needs. He needs a main event showcase. He's been on the co-main event of UFC 225 against Dos Anjos. I feel like he needs this, and if he wins this in dominant enough fashion, which I think he will, I feel like he's going to get the job done. And listen, there's one thing that comes with age. It's the ability to go 5 rounds. And I feel like Colby Covington's going to put a pace on Lawler that's going to remind him of the Hendricks fight. And I think the only difference is, one, Colby's not juicing, I hope, like Hendricks was on them Big Mac, on that fucking Big Mac sauce right into his veins. And one, Robbie Lawler isn't going to be able to do the same thing in the 5th round like he did against Hendrick to help him secure that win that I thought he lost anyway. Either way, I think Colby's going to get this job done. And let's take away skill for a second. Okay, Colby's a big guy for the division. Same height as Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler's going to have the reach advantage. You know Robbie Lawler's going to have a stand-up advantage here. But listen, Robbie Lawler's coming off an ACL injury. Okay, he had it in the Ben Askren fight. He looked good in the Ben Askren fight, don't get me wrong, but then we've seen, I always thought Ben Askren was a bit overrated, if I'm honest with you. I thought the undefeated record outside the UFC, I mean, Darren Till can do that, and look what's happened to Darren Till. Equal to what's happened to Ben Askren. He got Jorge Masvidal. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Robbie Lawler, I feel like he's going to have trouble defending the takedown from Colby, and even if he isn't, here's the thing with Colby that's different to him and every other wrestler. Even if you can defend the first takedown, that's good against other wrestlers because they'll give up. But Colby is going to say, oh, you defended that? How about you defend the 7th one this round? And that's where the difference of the fight is going to be. And another thing, taking away technique, because I'll break that down when I do a full prediction of the fight closer to the time of the fight. I think on Monday I'll do that. I'm going to devote a whole video to this, but I will say this. Colby Covington's in a position right now where if he didn't fight Lawler, he could potentially get a title fight. Okay, but he wants to fight Lawler to probably keep himself active for the Oezdemir fight and not be rusty. And also to just give him a bit of a payday. Because, you know, he doesn't earn that much. He's fighting contenders. He's not a champion. Although he's fought for the belt, he obviously hasn't made that much. And he's been out for a year. So, you know, that money is definitely going to run dry at some point. Especially when you fucking spend all the money on the things that Colby spends on. Arse and titties. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though Colby knows that this is a guaranteed win for him. And I know that people say, oh, I'll beat anyone, but they know the matchups that are bad for them and they will actively try to avoid them. You're seeing it with Oezdemir avoiding Colby at the moment. Oezdemir wants Masvidal. Why? Because Masvidal is known to get held down by Colby. And we've seen all the videos that have come out about that. And Oezdemir's like, well, if Colby can do it, I think I can probably do it. So Oezdemir wants Masvidal right now. He wants Leon Edwards. He wants, again, Leon Edwards. Oezdemir knows he can hold Edwards down. Colby's taking this fight. And I think I know why. Okay, because Colby and Lawler used to train together at ATT. Colby Covington was actually brought in as a recruit to ATT to fight Robbie Lawler and train him for the wrestling of Johnny Hendricks. Okay, for the Johnny Hendricks fight, Colby was brought into ATT to train with Lawler. Or he was in ATT and they used him to train Lawler. Robbie Lawler and Colby Covington training is a huge thing right now. Because for Colby Covington to risk his spot and risk his title shot against Robbie Lawler, that's a huge, huge risk. A massive, massive risk. One of the biggest risks you'll ever see. Colby could get a title shot. He doesn't need this fight. So for him to do that, he must know something that we don't know. He must know that he used to ragdoll Robbie Lawler in training and Lawler's just 4 years older. And I feel like we're going to see Colby ragdoll Lawler for 3 or 4 rounds. And I think in the 5th, Father of Time's going to show us that Lawler hasn't got it in him to step on the gas tank and put Colby away. Colby's got a great chin. Now I know there's a chance that Lawler can just flatten Colby. I do feel like Lawler's KO power has kind of left him recently. I mean, his last KO win was against Jake Ellenberger by a knee and punches. It was a TKO. After that, he did Rory McDonald in, but that was more of Rory giving up to pain, really, than a knockout blow. And I feel like Robbie Lawler may have lost the power a little bit, may have lost the ability to go 5 rounds hard like he used to. And I think Colby's going to ragdoll him and show him a pace that he's never seen before, especially on short notice. When you're on short notice for a fight, listen, yeah. Listen up. When you're on short notice for a fight, the fight always, and I mean always, favours the guy who's known for his cardio. And when you're Colby Covington and Robbie Lawler, and both these guys are taking the fight on a month's notice, I'm going with the cardio-based Covington. That porn star cardio's coming, boys. Chaos is here, and Colby will defeat Lawler and then get himself a title shot, and Masvidal will fight Leon Edwards and give us the fight we all want to see. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Click that button there. I'll see you later. Bye.